it's Dave. Welcome to Holiday for Two. Today we're going to take you out Stoneman Lake Road. Never been out here or never been down this road to do any dispersed camping, but there are some places back here along this road where you can disperse camp, and I'll show you a few of them that I found while out on a quad. I didn't want to take the motorhome out this road because honestly, this road, if you take this road all the way, it'll wind up to Stoneman Lake and then it'll take you to I-17. But just beware, Google Maps keeps trying to take me this way, but this is not exactly the road that you want to take, and it's a little bit rough in a few spots, but it is a dirt road, so just be aware of that. It's not really too bad. But I decided to turn down this road right here. I think this is what they call the 230. I'll show you a map here. Now, when we're just down about a mile south here, Stoneman Lake Road, a mile south of 135 where we were earlier, and we're going to go back there. But I took this little offshoot right here. I think this is called the 230. And when you see this cattle guard area, that's right. This is the 230. Now, according to the Avenza map, this is all dispersed camping. But I did learn something because somebody came by that lives in the area and said that rangers had been chasing people off this area. Now, I'm confused because according to Avenza map, this is all dispersed camping. So I apparently did something that I shouldn't do. But they were really nice about it. They said that there were rangers out here the weekend before Memorial Day weekend chasing people out of this particular area right here because they were trying to camp here. So I'll tell you the rules at the end. Watch at the end. I'll show you where we are and how to find this place. Oh. Hey, everybody. Well, we're trying out a new area just to see what it looks like that I've never been to. And it's off of Highway 3. This is Stoneman Lake Road. And we're on the 213, I think is what this trail is right here that we just came in on. And I'm not sure if this is an area where it doesn't look like anybody's been here before. Where we are at, it's kind of rocky, but it's level. Anyway, we're going to take a look around. I'm going to take the quad out and look around. This is supposed to be a dispersed camp area, and there is a private ranch over there, so you kind of stay out of that area. But this is Stoneman Lake Road. We're just south of Stoneman Lake Road on the first offshoot here. It goes back all the way. Actually, if you take this all the way, it'll go to Stoneman Lake. And then if you just keep going, it'll take you to the I-17. But it is nobody out here. So I'm going to take the quad around and see if I can find some more dispersed sites over on the other side over there. You see that line of trees? I think there's some more dispersed camping over there. The road isn't too bad, so we'll see what it looks like. Trying to document some new spots to come to. We're just north of Happy Jack and south of the 135 where we were earlier. So I'm going to get the Green Goblin out here and drive around and see what it looks like. So here I go on the Green Goblin riding around in apparently an area I'm not supposed to be in. Well, the people that came by said that they had chased him off this area. So the rules are, according to what I was told by a local, that if it doesn't look like a dispersed camp, now see that little spot right there to the left there as I drove by, that kind of looked like a little camp area, because if it's cleared off and maybe there's a fire ring, then you can camp there. But if it's just grass and it doesn't look like anybody's been there and it looks primitive, don't haul your stuff off there and camp. At least you might get chased off, so avoid that. But here's another road called the 935, which is just north of Stoneman Lake Road. And this is a really nice area, so I'm going to come back in here and show you around. Forest Road 935, just a little bit down from Highway 3 on Stoneman Lake Road. And there's a couple places there off to the right where you can camp. The road is a little offset once in a while, but really not too bad. If you go slow, you'd be able to handle it, even in a big motorhome, I think. But a pickup truck, toy hauler, fifth wheel trailer, or camper trailer, yeah, motorhome with a little high clearance or a van, you'll be fine. It's just anything, if you got something with low clearance right there, or you don't want to wobble around, go real slow. But look back here. This is great. Great little area back here, lots of room. It's a little uneven in spots, but you could always level up pretty easily. And I'm just kind of driving around, taking a look at it myself. But you see those fire rings right there? Anytime you see fire rings back here, like right there, that's a sure sign that this is an okay area to disperse camp in. 14-day stay limit. There's no charge back here, but it is haul your trash in and haul it out. Haul it in, haul it out. All right, I'm looking at the map here, the Venza Coconino National Forest map, and I am on the 935, just north of the 213. I think I might have said 215. It's the 213, which is Stoneman Lake Road, and I'm on the 935, and it is not too bad back here. The road is a little uneven in spots, but really not unmanageable if you wanted to get back in here. But it looks like the road dead ends right here. So look at this. This is a huge area back here, if you don't mind that unevenness coming in there. So I'm going to go down the road to the next one, which is the 230 and the 213B, which is west of us here. So I'm going to go down there and check it out. I'm back up on the 230 or Stoneman Lake Road, and we're heading west, just so you know which direction I'm going. And I think I just read it off. 213D is a little offshoot that goes to the south of this road. That's a really nice area. Now, if you look off to the left, you can't really see it here on the video, but off to the left is an area where the cattle can graze, and it's fenced off. You don't want to go past that fence. But see this is, I think, the 213D is what this is called, but it's just a little bit farther west and south of the highway, of the road, not the highway, of Stoneman Lake Road. And even though it doesn't show it on the camera because it's got it makes the bumps look smooth, it is a little bit bumpy back here, but you can see what it looks like. It's not too bad. If you come back here slow and don't get crazy, you'll be fine and find yourself a nice spot in the trees or the shade. I'm sure this gets crowded on busy weekends, but hey, look, there's nobody back here. I've had people make comments about how crowded it gets here. I didn't see that this was on what day was this? I think this was on a Thursday, because we came back from Ashurst Lake down, and we're actually going to go back up to the 135 for a night or two and then come home. But look at this. This is in the middle of the week and there's nobody out here. Wow, what a pretty little area back here. I'm just south of the 213 on this little thing that comes off here on the road, this little dispersed area. What a view. Looks like it goes back a little ways, and you have to stay on this side of the fence right there. I don't know if it shows up on the camera because that's a ranch over there. There's cattle. But this is a nice area just off the 213, off Stoneman Lake Road. Not all level, but the road isn't too bad. You could level up when you get in here. Anyway, I just wanted to explore it and see what was back here. Hope you find this helpful, everybody. This is Stoneman Lake Road dispersed camping off 213, and believe me, it goes back quite a ways, for miles and miles. I'm not going to take the whole road, but I just wanted to see what was up close to the highway.
Hold on. Hold on.
Tammy.
Boy, what do you think?
Oh, I don't know.
What do you think? What do you think? Ready?
Oh boy, oh boy. Oh boy, Sam. Oh boy. Sam's getting his first quad ride with Tammy, no less. I don't know about this. I can't see where you're going. Pat, you look a little jealous. I bet you want to ride next, huh?
I want to see if Sam's going to try and jump up again.
Sam, are you wanting to go on a ride now?
The tail.
You're not on a leash, so you can go anytime you want.
Good job. Good job, Patchy.
Oh boy. So I hope you found this helpful. Safe travels wherever you're going. Hit the like button if you found this helpful. Have a great day. Watch carefully, but I'll be putting more out coming soon. Bye, everybody. What a view. Hey everybody, welcome to Holiday for Two. I want to show you here at the end of this video how to find Stoneman Lake Road on Forest Road 230, or you're going to be coming down Highway 3, which is along here through Happy Jack. It's not showing up on my map yet. There it is. Lake Mary Road, Highway 3, goes north and south through from Flagstaff, Mormon Lake, down through Happy Jack, and all the way down to Clintswell, which is south of here. But let me show you where the turnoff is for Stoneman Lake Road. This is a pretty active road right here. It's not showing up yet. We stayed up here on the 135. This is our dispersed camp area. We're actually going to go back there, and that's where we stayed afterwards. But we wanted to see what it looked like along here. So we took Stoneman Lake Road. Let me change this to satellite so you can see it. When you turn off Stoneman Lake Road, there's a little kiosk right here that'll give you information on Stoneman Lake Road. There's even some QR codes that you can scan that'll give you information about hiking, camping, everything you need to know about this area back here. But the first area we turned off was the 230 right here. Don't turn off on Double Cabin Road. This is a little private ranch area. This is all part of the Coconino National Forest here. 230. Now, according to Avenza maps, let me skip over there so you can see. Let me zoom in just a little bit. Okay, here is Highway 3, up and down. And this right here, the 213 Stoneman Lake Road. Now, look at this right here. See the 230? This little offshoot right here, if you see the gold highlights, this is dispersed camping, according to Avenza map, or to the Coconino motor vehicle use map. So I was confused, and still am a little bit, because this area right here did not look like it had a lot of dispersed camping areas, at least not according to the folks who came by and told us that there were rangers who chased people away. Now, whether they chased them out of this area or farther south here, I'm not sure, because I wasn't there. But I didn't see a lot of dispersed camp areas that were obviously dispersed camp areas in this little offshoot right here. We pulled off the road probably right about in this area here somewhere. So it's kind of like on that borderline. You know what I mean? You can see here on the map. But the other area that I went to is the 935, which is right over here. And then I took the it's 230D. I think I said 213B, which is actually runs north. But maybe it was 213B. Maybe it was right in here. But this is the area where I pulled off in the quad. It's found a really nice little camp area right here. You see this little white area right here? Here's Jones Mountain, Lake Mountain. Well, this I think is part of a ranch area where cattle can graze out in this area. So they don't want people out in here. That's why there's a fence around that. So I'm thinking that little 213B was right in here, even though it doesn't show up on this map. So this gets a little confusing, but there are lots of areas along Stoneman Lake Road where you can disperse camp, as well as on the other side, 135D. So any of these gold highlighted areas are dispersed camping, but I gotta warn you, the farther back you get, the more rugged the road and terrain will get. Now, some people don't mind rugged areas to go camping in. If they got four-wheel drive, they're gonna be fine. But I'm just gonna let you know that just because this says dispersed camping, don't assume that it's easy to get back here in a car. That's a lot of people make that mistake and they get back here and they're like, oh my goodness, I didn't realize it can be rutted, it can be dips, there can be rocks. It's going to be a little challenging sometimes to get back in there. But some people like that because they don't mind getting farther away to do dispersed camping. I know when we've taken rides in the quad or on our ATVs and stuff, we find people camping way back in here. And that's not unusual. So if you like this map and you don't have this map, you can download this at the Coconino National Forest website. If you have a Venza on your phone or your tablet, you can load this up. It's a very handy map. Let me zoom out so you can see what I mean. This map covers a lot of area. This is all Coconino National Forest. There's Mormon Lake. There's Long Lake. I think this is Long Lake over there. And you can see there's a lot of highlighted areas here on the roads. Some of these roads go way back in the woods. So there's some great camping out in the woods, but they're not always easy to get to in a car or a low profile vehicle. So I just want to make sure I make that clear so that people don't assume that you can get back there in a car and go camping, because you're going to get in trouble and you may get back there and get stuck, and you don't want to do that. And some of these areas are very remote. But there are some nice and some beautiful areas back there if you have the ability to get back in that part of the forest. It helps if you have a Jeep or a truck with four-wheel drive or a vehicle that has high profile, like a van, 4x4 van, those kind of things. You can get back there and do some really nice camping and get away from it all. Some people like that. So I hope you found this helpful. Stoneman Lake Road, give it a try sometimes if you're up in the area. This whole road, Lake Mary Road, has so much camping that it's just so many wonderful areas. Let me just go back to the Benza. See this whole road right here? It's right in the heart of this beautiful forest area. Lots of camping back here. So if you don't have this map, get it. It'll help you out a lot to find some really nice camping, especially if you can get back there. Have a great day. Safe travels. Catch you later on the next video. Bye-bye.